हेलो टू ऑल। आज मैं आपके सामने एक और वीडियो के साथ आई हूँ जिसका नाम है प्रोडक्शन पॉसिबिलिटी कर्व। ये वीडियो 11th और 12th क्लास और इवन फर्स्ट ईयर के बच्चों के लिए भी बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट होती है। बोर्ड्स में हमारे से कई सारे क्वेश्चंस इस टॉपिक से आ जाते हैं, तो बिना टाइम वेस्ट किए हुए चलिए आइए समझते हैं कि क्या होता है प्रोडक्शन पॉसिबिलिटी कर्व और जो हमारी इकोनॉमी की बेसिक प्रॉब्लम्स हैं उन प्रॉब्लम्स पे ये प्रोडक्शन पॉसिबिलिटी कर्व कैसे अप्लाई होता है। टॉपिक को अच्छे से समझने के लिए प्लीज़ मेरे साथ अंत तक बने रहिएगा और इसी तरह के और वीडियो सीखने के लिए प्लीज़ मेरे चैनल को ज़रूर सब्सक्राइब कीजिएगा। चलिए आइए स्टार्ट करते हैं हम हमारा आज का वीडियो। नाउ लेट अस अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय द सेंट्रल प्रॉब्लम्स ऑफ एन इकोनॉमी। By the term central problem, we mean the problems that are common and fundamental to all the economies. These problems are various manifestations of the basic economic problem. Every economy is facing such problem, whether that economy is a capitalist, socialistic or mixed economy. Now these problem is divided into 6 parts: what to produce, how much to produce, how to produce, for whom to produce, proper or fuller utilization of resources, problem of efficiency in utilization of resources, and problem of economic growth. So let us discuss these problems one by one. So first problem is what to produce. In it is a problem of determining the quantities of each commodities and services to be produced. Now in this problem, we have to decide that how much quantities of a particular commodity can be produced in our economy. So, the fundamental task of an economy is to decide which commodity to produce and in what quantities. Should it produce gun or butter, food or clothing? Now, every economy will decide the answer of these questions according to the resources available in a country and the demand of an or this problem can be solved by deciding which commodities are produced in an economy on the pattern of the demand along with the availability of the resources. So the pattern of the demand related to the type of goods demanded by the people. For example, people in tropical countries demand more cotton clothes, while in countries with cold climate, more woolen clothes are demanded. So every economy will use the resources according to the demand of the product in a particular economy or the resources available with that economy. So second problem is how to produce. Now basically we are having in two methods to produce any commodity. First is the with the help of labor we can produce the commodities, and second with the help of the techniques or the modern machines we can produce the commodity. Now the question of choosing appropriate techniques arise because there are the various alternative methods or techniques available to the producer of the commodity. So broadly there are two type of techniques: first labor intensive and second capital intensive. So labor intensive technique uses more of labor and less of capital to produce the given quantities of output, whereas capital intensive technique use more of capital and less of labor to produce the same quantity of output. Now the producer will have to decide that which technique it has to be used, and the producer will decide according to the cost of production. Suppose if the cost of production is less when it will produce the goods with the labor intensive techniques, then he will definitely choose the labor intensive techniques and vice versa. So third problem is for whom to produce. Now every economy will producing its output of goods and services for the purpose of distributing these outputs to the people living in their country first, and then whatever amount is left they will export that stock to the other countries. So every economy have to decide first who shall get the goods and services produced in an economy. It is but obvious that goods and services would be acquired by those who can pay for them, that is, who possess the money income. Now the problem therefore be solved by looking at the pattern of the distribution of the income in our economy. As the various factors of production cooperate to produce these goods during the year, so the total national product or the national product will generate a national income which is further distributed among these various productive resources in the form of the various types of the factor income such as wages, interest and rent. So these are the fundamental and the basic problem of every economy: what to produce, how to produce and for whom to produce. Another problems are problem of fuller utilization of resources. If the worker is unemployed for some time, then he is not able to contribute to output during the period of unemployment. Therefore, one of the problems which economy would like to tackle is how to make a full utilization of resources. So this is the problem which is related to the employment and unemployment of resources. So as we have understood that we are having the sufficient amount of we are having the limited amount of resources to produce a commodity, and when we leave this limited amount of resources unemployed, it means that we are having a capacity to produce some more goods by giving an employment opportunities to an idle labor, but due to the unemployment they are not produced any goods, and this is termed as a good goes waste, and the society loses goods and services which is not have been produced by the idle resources. Second thing is that problem of efficient use of resources. From a common sense point of view, efficient use of resources means avoiding the wastage of resources. In a positive sense, efficient use of resources means using the economy resources in most efficient way to satisfy the people wants and desire. Now, how we can put the resources in most efficient way? We can put the resources in most efficient way, or resources are efficiently utilized if their allocation is such that they are able to produce the maximum output and minimum wastage. Now let us take an example. If a mason are doing the work of carpenter and carpenter are doing the job of mason, then as both are not experts in their own field, so therefore output produced by both of them will not be maximum, because they are not working with their maximum capacity. They are doing a work in which they are not experts. So if we are switching the jobs of two persons, then it is called that the resources are inefficiently utilized. So another problem is the problem of economic growth. So the problem of economic growth is the problem of increasing the capacity of economy to produce goods and services over the year. As we know, when the more and more goods and services are produced by any economy, more and more national income, and if the national income is high, then we can say the country is growing. So an increasing in productive capacity of an economy, it will lead to an increase in the availability of goods and services so as to provide a higher standard of living. So therefore it has been rightly said that every economy want to increase its production capacity so as to increase the national income and per capita income. Now let us understand the meaning of production possibility curve. So the production possibility curve is a curve in which we can produce two commodities with an available amount of resources. Now if as the resources are limited, then when we are increasing the production of one commodity, we have to reduce the production of another commodity because the resources are limited, and the maximum production of the two commodities as a different points are shown, and when we join all the points we will get the PPC curve. as PPC curve is based on certain assumption that the amount of productive resources are fixed. It means the resources are fixed. If we are having more resources, then the PPC curve will shift towards the right. There is no change in technology. If we are able to change the technology, then we are able to produce more goods and services with the limited amount of resources. So we will keep the technology fixed. Now assumption here means कि when all these points which we are studying in the assumption, they have to be keep constant. If there is any change in the assumption, then this PPC curve will not operate. So the third assumption is all the productive resources are fully employed. It means there is no unemployment situation in our economy. All the resources which are used for the production of goods and services, they are fully utilized or fully employed. And fourth, the resources are not equally efficient in the production of all the goods. It means कि every resource have their own specialization, and they are all the resources are not equally efficient in production of all the goods. As we have understood the example of carpenter and mason, that carpenter is not good for performing the work of mason, and mason is not good for performing the work of carpenter. So it implies that resources are transferred from one use to another, and there is a decrease in their efficiency, result in increasing the cost of production. Now if we will shift the mason to the carpenter's job, then it will decrease our efficiency, and ultimately the cost of production of commodity will come up. So these are the basic 4 assumptions of the PPC curve. Now this is the diagram of the PPC curve. As you are able to see in your slide, that in OX axis we have taken the butter, and in OY axis we have taken the gun. So we are assuming that we are only, with the available amount of resources, we are only able to produce the 2 commodities, that is the butter and the gun. Now what will happen if we utilize the whole resources to produce the 15,000 guns? Then we are left with nothing to produce a butter. So at 15,000, it means where you will see the 15 at y-axis, it is touching the line. It means we are using it is touching the y-axis. So it means that we have fully utilized the resources for producing the gun, and nothing is left for producing the butter. Similarly, at the point F, you will see that we are using the resources for producing the 5 million kgs of butter. So as it is touching the x-axis, it means we have uses the resources fully for producing the commodity X, and nothing is left to produce the commodity Y. Whereas in other point, as in point B, we are producing the 14,000 guns, and we are producing the 1 million kg of milk. So as we decrease the production of guns from 15 to 14, then we are able to produce the produce the butter 1 million kg. Now what will happen if we will further decrease the production of gun from 14 to 12? Then the resources, we can also put the resources for the production of butter, which is 2 million kgs, and this curve will go on like this. As you will see that when we are decreasing the production of guns, we are decreasing the production of guns from 15 to 14, 14 to 12, 12 to 9. We are increasing the production of butter, that is we are increasing the production from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, and 3 to 4. So the production possibility curve is a curve, and as you can see that there are the different points A, B, C, D, E, F, and when we will join all these points, we will get the PPC curve. So the PPC curve is a curve which shows the various combinations of 2 goods that can be produced with the available techniques and a given amount of resources. Now there are the 2 characteristics in your syllabus of the PPC curve. First, PPC curve slopes downward from left to right. As in 10th class you have studied the law of demand. In law of demand, the curve will also slopes downwards. Why? Because when we increase the price of commodity, the demand of the commodity will reduce, and we will decrease the price, the demand will increase. Similarly, same thing happened here. If we are increasing the production of commodity Y, then we have to reduce the production of commodity X, and if we are reducing the production of commodity Y, then only we are able to produce the commodity X. So due to these reasons, the PPC curve has a slopes downward from left to right, as it indicates that the economy must be given up some quantities of one good to obtain the additional quantities of the other goods. Now if we want to increase the production of any commodity, we have to decrease the production of any other commodity. That's why this curve is slopes downward from left to right. And second feature is that it is a concave from the origin. So the concave shape of the PPC curve indicates increasing the opportunity cost. Now the opportunity cost of the commodity butter is the quantity of the other commodity, say guns. Now here the term opportunity cost means I have to select whether I have to produce the butter or a gun. Now if I selected to produce a gun with the available amount of resources, then here the opportunity cost is the butter. The opportunity cost is the cost of that commodity which we have sacrificed not to produce because we have chosen the another option. I know you have studied the term opportunity cost in your previous class as well, so it will not be difficult to understand these terms. Now we are going to understand the basic economic problem with the help of PPC curve. So the first problem is the problem of scarcity. So this is implied by all those combinations of two goods which lie outside the PPC boundary, such as the combination indicated by point K in figure 2 is outside the PPC boundary. So as you can see in your diagram that in x-axis we have taken the butter and in y-axis we have taken the gun, and with free hand we have drawn the diagram of PPC curve. As you can see that the point H is an attainable point. It means all the points which are inside the PPC curve are the attainable point. It means if we are producing any commodity at point H, then our resources are left for which we can use for the production of the further commodities. And point C and point E which lies on the PPC curve, it means at that point if you are producing the resources at point C and point E, if you are producing the commodities at point C and point E, then our resources are fully utilized and nothing is left with us. As you can see the point K, so the point K is an unattainable point because we are having unlimited resources and that point is outside the PPC curve and we are not able to produce the commodities X and Y at a point K because we are not having the resources. So all the points which are inside the PPC curve or which touches the PPC curve like point H, C and E, all those points are attainable points, whereas the point K is unattainable point. So the second problem is the problem of choice. This is indicated by the needs to choose between the attainable points on PPC curve. As we have seen in the last slide that C and E are the attainable point which is on the PPC curve. Now we have to decide at which point we have to go. Now every economy has to decide whether it will produce the commodities at point E and whether it will produce the commodities at point C, as you was seen in your last slide. Then we have to decide at which point we have to keep on production going, and all these things will be decided according to the conditions and the circumstances of an economy. It will vary from time to time and from place to place. Now the third problem is the problem of what to produce. Now the problem of what quantities of two goods is to be produced is represented by any particular point on the PPC curve. Different points on the PPC curve represents the different combinations of two goods. Now if the society chooses the combination C, then it shows that it has indicated to produce more guns and less butter. Okay, now if we will choose the points which are closer to the y-axis, then we choose the production of more commodities in y-axis, and if we choose the points closer to the x-axis, then we will produce the commodities of which we represent on the x-axis and less the commodities which we represent on the y-axis. Now the fourth problem of the full and efficient utilization of the resources. Now it is the most important point as the limited resources, and these limited resources has to be utilized effectively and efficiently so that no resources will be remain idle. But when we choose the point H, as we seen in the last slide, then there is a underutilization of resources, and when we choose the prediction C and E, it is a full utilization of resources, but point H is unattainable, so we are not able to reach the point H. So every economy will determine all the every economy will determine the production of goods and services at that point of the different combinations which will show on the PPC curve, and they will not choose the point which is below the PPC curve, and above is not possible because we are not having the resources. So please, before understanding this slide, please draw the diagram which have been shown to you the previous slide first, and then look at the diagram in your copy, and then please listen the video. So last problem is the problem of economic growth. Now as you can see, there are the two PPC curve, one is dotted and one is properly drawn. So the PPC curve is drawn on the assumption of the given resources and given technology. Economic growth result in increase in the availability of resources and technology. So the PPC curve where the points C and E are shown, it is the PPC curve before the growth. Now what will happen if the country will attain the growth? If the country will attain the growth by making the labor specialized in their work. If the labor are specialized, so less wastage is there. The economy can also attain an economic growth by using the modern technologies, and with the modern technologies we are able to produce higher quantities of goods and services with the amount of resources with the fixed amount of resources. So you see the dotted curve which shows that the PPC curve after the growth. It means if we have properly and fully or efficiently utilized our technology, or if we have efficiently utilized our labor skills, then we are able to produce more goods and services with the same amount of resources. So the solid PPC curve shows the production possibilities before the economic growth, that indicating the combination C and E, and that are attainable, and combination K is unattainable in the case when the economy has not achieved the growth. But now what will happen if the economy has achieved the growth? Economy will achieve the growth, as I have already told you, by two ways: by using the new technologies or by making the labor specialized in their work. Now after the economic growth, then the combination K, which is earlier unattainable, now it is attainable. So economic growth shifts the PPC curve outwardly as indicated by the dotted curve showing inside the production of both the goods. So before economic growth, all the combinations which are unattainable, it will later on become attainable due to the effectively and efficiently use of the resources. So these all are the economic problem which we have understood with the help of the diagram of the PPC curve, and this is very important. In exams they will simply not ask you what do you mean by the economic problem. They will give you the twisted question: what will happen when the economy will use the new and modern technology? What effect can be seen on the economic growth? Then you have to mention this point number 5, and you have to draw the diagram. Sometimes they will ask explain the attainable and unattainable point of the PPC curve. Then you have to draw the diagram which we have studied in the previous slide. So this portion or these 5 points are very important, so please be careful while listening the video, and it's my humble request to you all, please draw the diagram, practice all the diagrams, because until and unless you have not understood the diagram, the concept of the diagram, the concept of the curve, why it slopes downward and why if it slopes upward, you are not able to describe the particular point. Okay, so I hope this chapter is clear to you all. Now this chapter is finished. So thank you students, I hope you understood the lecture, and for more videos please subscribe my channel and share it with your friends, and don't forget to like and press the bell icon, as it will give you all the notifications of my upcoming videos. You can shower your love on me only by subscribing my channel. Thank you so much.